Hey, what's up? This is Max from Splice, and today I'm going to show you how to use Punchbox to recreate some iconic kick drums. The first one I'm going to do is Mercury Retrograde by Ghostemane, which sounds something like this.
Ask me if I give a fuck about it, this. Ask me if I give a fuck about it, clear. Ask me if I give a fuck about fine. Yeah, recently I just don't give a fuck about it.
All right, cool. So that sounds great. We are going to do this in 2 layers. So I'm going to use a sub layer and a kick layer. Let's start off with the sub layer and then add the kick layer afterward. So I've got Punchbox here and an initialized preset. So we're going to start with a sign for the body of the kick. We have a little bit of attack on here, a nice big hold because you see it's got a big body on Ghostemane's kick. Okay, I want it to be velocity sensitive. Let's see, I'd like the start frequency. Sounds pretty good. Let's move the end frequency to where we want it to be. That's it. Beautiful. So we already have this nice big clean sound, and we're just gonna distort the shit out of it till it sounds good. Oh, that's such a nice little attack there. Great. Okay, so before we get to the effects, let's add the rest of the body of the kick. So we're gonna do click, top, and tools. On the click, the sample that I used was barely 1. Just gonna add a nice little pop to it. On the tops, I used close up 5. And then on the tools, I love this name. I used choking a rat 2. Sure, why not? Okay, great. So let's turn some of these down. Want that to be in mono. And a little low cut. I also want that to go away quickly because I'm just kind of messing with the attack here. We could turn these sends down. Okay. Volume needs to come down on this guy. And on this one too, a tiny bit. Okay, that's sounding pretty good, I think. Great, yeah, that's going to give us a pretty good start, and maybe we can tweak those a little bit more as we begin distorting the sound. So let's add a bit crusher. We're going to cut this around here. You see that's already giving us such a nice distorted sound, but let's also quantize it to 10 bits for a little just noise on there. And we're gonna put the sampling frequency down. Okay, but we don't necessarily need quite that much noise. I really like the distortion that it's introducing, and you can actually see it working in the spectrum I've got here. Oh, so cool, but we don't need quite that much of it. So we'll turn the FX amount down. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see where we are with respect to the reference.
Ask me if I give a fuck about it.
Okay, so we definitely need more distortion. That's gonna come in right here. We're gonna use the first distortion model, put the dynamics kind of in the middle, but maybe a quarter of the way here. Let's bump up that preamp. Oh yeah. Okay, now what really gives the distortion the right character is going to be the contour, which we're gonna put to soft for that nice clean sound. Cool, and we're gonna use a little low cut on this distortion because we don't need that much sub under 30. Okay, and we're going to filter. I'm gonna use a bandpass for this. A little more resonance there. Let's equalize this. And let's see if we can slam it with the limiter a little more. Oh yeah. Oh my god, inject that sound directly into my veins. Okay, pretty happy with how that sub sounds so far, so let's layer a kick on top of it. So I'm going to close this Punchbox and use this one, which I actually already had the preset up on, but we're going to initialize to move to the next one. We're going to use a 909 for this, and we're going to have clicks, tops, and tools once again. I'm going to go ahead and add them in right away. I used stop right there. Cool. And then let's see, clap your hands. Very nice. And accelerator 3 was the other one that I had on here. Okay. So we can adjust the sends a little bit so it's not so crazy. And we're also going to turn these volumes way down. That's going to be the most important part here, is mixing in this content. Oh, so nice. Okay, we can get a little more stereo. I think we can play with that a tiny bit. And I think we can low cut a lot of this stuff as well. Okay, sounding good to me. But I don't want quite so much top, so I'll add some decay, or I'll like reduce some decay, I mean. Frankly, I can do that on all of these so it gets nice and snappy. Gives us a really nice transient, I think. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and distort it. Actually, I want to make sure we got velocity sensitivity here. And let's make sure to just pitch it to the right place. Fantastic. So let's distort it. We're going to use the second distortion model. Here's the fun part. Delightful. You'll notice that a lot of times I leave the effects all the way wet when I'm tweaking them, and I mix them in afterward. I think that kind of helps, because it really gives you a sense of what you're doing, and then you can dry wet it. Okay, on the filter, we're going to use a low pass filter at 12 dB, and we're going to keep the resonance pretty low, and we'll low pass around a couple thousand. Yeah, that works. Back to the reference. Nice. Sounding really good, and let's limit this as well. Oh, one thing I forgot to do on the sub was to make sure that it was mixing at the right place. So let's just do that real fast. I'm gonna pull up my sub again and just set it to mix down after FX1. That's really nice. That way it mixes after the bit crusher. Shouldn't matter too much because I don't have too much on the effects, and it's also filtering out a lot of it, but just a little touch. And that's how I did it.